guys, Dave here from Wolf in the Wilds. I'm gonna have to apologize for this short segment. I'm parked right on the side of the road. I'm about to hike into the woods. There's going to be some traffic going by. It might be quite loud. Okay, we had our first snowfall. Right now I believe it's minus 5 degrees Celsius, which I can't remember what that is in Fahrenheit now, but it's 5 degrees below freezing, so that gives you an idea. For the next probably 24 hours, we're going to be testing out my Get Lost bag. This is sort of similar to sort of a mini campsite, a mini get home bag, and in a way kind of a mini bug out bag, but everything in it is designed to draw attention to yourself. So now I have a video online about everything that I have in here. Very little is actually changed, if anything at all, actually. But we'll go over it in more detail when I find a campsite. Or, well, not, I know where I'm going, actually. So when I get to the campsite. The one difference. For this bag, I went out and bought a kind of a cheaper knife, fixed blade knife, and large truck going by. Figured you wouldn't be able to hear me while I'm... The knife that I bought, I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. It looked very, very nice. It had a nice, robust blade on it. It was from Remington, so I thought it would be decent for the price. And, you know, it really wasn't. It wasn't all that great at all. So my general idea was eventually to go out and buy a Mora, specifically the Mora Light My Fire. Fortunately, I didn't really have to do that because a buddy of mine came to the rescue and... Okay, this is the carbon steel Mora. Oh, is it the companion? All I know is they don't make it in carbon steel anymore, but my buddy Frank gave this to me. So, Frank, please, when you're watching this, can you say what kind of knife it is? Because I can't remember off the top of my head now. But if you could put that in the comments, that'd be really appreciated. But anyway, yeah, so Frank went and gave me this. And it's been added in the place of the old knife. And when I'm just hiking around and it's being carried and whatever, I slip it in here. But it holds really well in this custom Kydex sheath that Frank did. So, other than that, I think that's the only change I've made to this thing at all in a year. So if I remember, I'll put a link to the description of the contents of this bag into the description. But I mean, you know, let's face it, guys, I'm getting kind of old and I can forget what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So if I don't, it's in my playlist somewhere. But I'll try to remember to do that. Okay. In addition, I'm going to bring my axe and I'm going to fire blacken the handle a little bit. But chances are I probably won't use it because I'm I'm testing out the bag, and you know, I don't need to be bringing in other equipment to use necessarily while I'm testing the bag. However, I do have a couple of cheats. Okay, first of all, I have my AV belt, like I always do when I do these things, all my audio, video type stuff. So the camera and the tripod, I have two cameras, but one of the cameras and the tripod are in use right now. There's the pouch. That's a battery pack for either my phone, or if I happen to run at a battery powered kind of thing, I can still use that. I had two. One of them was charging. I forgot when I left the house to grab it, so hopefully this is enough for 24 hours. I also have my neck knife, which I know it's on the belt, but I keep it on the belt pretty much at all times, unless I'm in the woods for an extended period of time, and then I'll take it off and I'll put it on my neck. But the Condor Mini, is it the Bushmaster or the Bush Lore? I think it's the Bush Lore. The Mini. Oh, I'm getting so bad at this. This is another knife that Frank gave me, and this is my neck knife. This is primarily used for food, not the processing of food, just pretty much like when I'm eating, when I'm kind of doing whatever. This is my food knife, and it's around my neck when I'm in the woods for a long period of time. Okay, so that's my other camera. That's batteries and SD cards, and of course my Selkirk. And then I have my little safety kit here. I have, there's some very, very strong but small cordage. There is a lighter. There's my ferro rod, another gift from Frank, actually. And this stays in here now. I tried to slide it into the loops here, and I almost lost it. So until I get a dedicated pouch, the ferro rod / fat wood that Frank gave me stays in here. I also have hand sanitizer, lens cleaning kit for the camera, and some bug spray that I'm not going to need because it's wintertime and there's no bugs. And then there's like a little mini first aid kit in there. And that just stays on my camera bag at all times, just in case. I also have a comb, eyeglass cleaning wipes for cleaning my eyeglasses and comb. This basically is just, you know, when I'm on my way out of the bush, I can try to make myself look like I did not just crawl out of the bush. That's pretty much that. Now, some of my friends do know where I am, and they do know when I intend to return. That being said, I do have some safety equipment that I hope that I don't need to use. But if the bag fails me, I have to have some backup so that I don't die in the woods. This is my 1980 something, I believe, the early 80s, Canadian military rucksack. Now the GI who had this, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, it's either Labe or Lob, L-A-B-B-E, and then 4-S-Y is written beside. They see me talking to a camera, so they're going to honk their horn and wave at me. That was a garbage truck. Canada, eh? We're all friendly. Yeah. All right. So, in the top, I have my first aid kit. It is a much more comprehensive than the first aid kit that I keep in the get home bag, get lost bag. That's kind of a no-brainer, though. I mean, you know, if I hurt myself really, really badly, I want to at least have myself covered because I'm expected to be away for 24 hours. Also, this is my snowsuit, both the top and the bottom. You've seen me wear it in previous winter videos earlier this year, whenever I got it early this year, I think it was. It literally takes up the whole thing. Okay, that's the main pouch is just stuff full of that. That's all that's in there. Also, I have. What did I put in here? Oh, right. Extra wet wipes just in case. And a neck gaiter for warmth, back up as the snowsuit. So I was wearing the snowsuit around at minus 50, and I was fine. Minus 50 Celsius, and I was fine. Minus 5, minus 10, I'll be good. I'll be perfectly fine. In here. Oh yeah, this is the cheats to the bag, okay? In both this pouch and this pouch, I have military MREs. I have chili with beans, and then I have, for breakfast, hash brown potatoes with roasted red peppers and blah, blah, blah. You guys will see that later. I am testing out the bag, sure, but I don't want to necessarily be hungry and miserable while I'm doing it. I want to know that it's going to be able to get me by, and there's enough food in there to kind of keep me going. But I'll probably still be hungry, and I know that. This is not necessarily to completely reduce like the amount of misery that you're going to face in this situation to zero. It's just going to mitigate it to an acceptable level. So, knowing that, I'm going to bring some actual food so that I can enjoy the experience of testing out this bag a little bit more as well. So. All I have in here for now. I will be doing a little bit more with this bag. However, Labe or Lob, whether that be a Mr. or a Mrs. or a GI Corporal, whatever, it doesn't actually say, but in the highly unlikely event that you happen to see this, or somebody sees this, I thank you so much for your service. I really, and it's actually getting close to Remembrance Day here in Canada. Today's November 9th, so Remembrance Day in 2 days. So, you know, here, and I plan on being there for that. So thank you so much. And your old pack is bringing me a little more happiness. It's, you know, I'm enjoying the freedom that you fought for, that you know, sacrificed for by doing this with your old pack. So, thank you so much. And thank you for selling, donating, whatever it is, so that it eventually comes into my hands and I'm able to enjoy this too. That's it's a lot better than it sitting around in an attic or a basement or whatever. It's still being used. So, what else did I... Oh, on to clothes. Okay. Jeez, there's a lot of traffic here for a Sunday. I didn't think it'd be this bad. All right. have a thinner neck gaiter, which, I generally, carry around in my coat, when I'm walking around in the woods and whatever, in this kind of weather. Or, in black fly season as well, because they're merciless. I also have a pair of gloves. And, when I go into the woods doing my thing, they would typically be in my pocket or pack or, kind of whatever as well. So... my Victorinox Champ, I think it is, knife, which generally this would be in my camera pack, but I also keep these in my tack belt for when I'm at work. When I say these, I actually mean my multi-tool and this. I keep these in my tack belt when I'm at work because they do come in very, very handy for a number of situations. So before I left the house, I remembered, oh yeah, that's right. I always take these into the woods with me as well, so I grabbed them and I just stuck them in each pocket. So, I got my phone, I got my keys, I got my Czechoslovakian military coat. It's kind of it's not a trench coat, but it's a long coat. It's not really a parka. I don't exactly know what you would call it. But it's a coat. I also have my hoodie with a fleece lining on the inside. It almost looks like bear fur, actually, black bear, but it's not. I then have my regular clothes. Then I have a warming layer, an insulating layer. Then I have base layer, moisture wicking. It's almost like Under Armour, but this is Ducks Unlimited, which I think is a very worthwhile, sort of charitable, business-like kind of whatever to buy from, donate to, whatever. Nothing in those spots. Oh yeah, and if you can see, I'm wearing a paracord belt. I just recently acquired this a few months ago. I've been kind of testing it out, kind of, whatever. It's not bad. It's pretty comfortable. It's pretty thick. So getting a knife onto here, like most knives, it won't be a problem with like the leather sheath. But if you're getting, like one of the Kydex ones or whatever, like my Selkirk, the part that you slip a belt through is kind of thin. You're not going to get that in there. So you're going to need, a leather case with a roomier accommodation for the belt. But there is a ton of paracord here, an absolute ton. And, I don't need it to keep my pants up. So even if I had to take it apart and use it, my pants aren't going to come down, anyways. So not a big deal. Mostly it just attaches my camera belt, my AV belt to here so that it doesn't slide down when I'm walking it right now. So thankfully that's it, because there is a ton of traffic coming through here. It's really picking up. I can't believe this on a Sunday, but I mean, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, traffic's really getting started. So I'll get back to you when I'm at the campsite. All right. I think we found home for the night. 9 minutes after 9 in the morning. It's gonna start getting dark around 6:30 p.m. So we've got probably a little over 9 hours. Okay, nope, that's too bright. Wow. If I were to be building a survival shelter from scratch out of natural materials and getting firewood for the entire night, 9 hours might just do it on a bare minimum kind of scale. Let's see how fast I can, I don't know, figure something out with what I have available. Okay, so first things first, I need some building material for my shelter tonight. And I have a pretty good idea what I'm going to do. Whew. Jeez, it's chilly. I also had to strip off some layers because I built up a sweat. I was walking for over an hour through the snow, not necessarily on a trail. Like, when I say not necessarily, I followed some deer tracks here and there. But I mean, they don't cut much of a trail. Not at all. And that doesn't matter. Okay. Where am I going to put this now? I don't want it to be in the snow. Fall down either. Okay. Brr. Now, as I said, I was walking through the snow. It was about 6-8 inches of snow last couple of days. I started to build up a bit of a sweat, and that's not good. If you're lost in the woods in this kind of weather, that's not good. Now the moisture wicking material is doing its job, but I got to strip the layers off and cool down a little bit because I do not want to get too sweaty. I don't want to get too wet. Although, now let me say, I think this is made with wool, at least partially. I can't remember. And my hoodie is like a wool lining. I know a lot of people say wear a cotton shirt, wear cotton clothing. You can make charcloth. You can, do this. You can do that. Well, how about this? Carry around a cotton bandana, cotton shemagh, or two, even. Your clothes should be wool. Wool can keep you warm, even if it's wet. Cotton has uses, but as clothing, it is a death sentence if you get it wet. And in Canada, this kind of weather, this kind of time of year, there's a pretty good chance you're at least going to get it damp, and that's not good. In any kind of even mild wind, it'll pull the heat right out of you. So, looks like probably back behind me is my best bet for building material. So, all right, I'll show you what I have to work with. Okay, so behind me, to the east, there's pretty good hardwood bush. To the north, there are trees. There is some possibility for material. A lot of that's oak, and a lot of it's quite big. I don't know if the small saw that I have will quite handle a job like that. And then it rises up a hill, and then it's a big field. And it's just full of old, dried up, dead goldenrod. To the west, it's a lot of scrub. There are trees way further down, but there's way closer to the east, so probably my better bet. And yeah, dragging building material out through all that scrub is kind of sketchy. Whew. All right, getting cold. In a situation like this, you're gonna layer up and you're gonna layer down a lot. Definitely. All right. So, to the south, we have a river. There's a whole bunch of geese over there, I think. Whole bunch by the looks of it. So yeah, there's I don't know. It's a drop. It's a good 10-12 foot drop down to the river, but there is an area that I can climb up and down by the looks of it. So shouldn't be a problem. But I'll bring you in for a closer look. So it drops down to the river, and then let's see how good the zoom is on this thing. Oh, that tree's in the way, that little tree. We'll move you over, and we will zoom, and then zoom some more. Nope, sorry, wobbly. And that, holy jumping, that's really sensitive on when you're that far up, eh? Alright. Yep, those are Canadian geese. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish. Looks like at least 7. So, now to the prepared, enterprising individual, that could be a meal, one of those. But I brought MREs, so no need. Can you believe I've already used up one battery? Like crazy. And that is the real problem with filming in cold weather like this. No good for batteries. I hope I have enough juice to make this whole video. So I have 3 batteries for these cameras. And then I have a backup battery that I could use to charge, the batteries with. But I don't know how well that's going to hold charge in the cold as well. So I think my best bet at this point, I think, would be to get going on building material and firewood and getting this party started so that I can keep everything warm and functional. So, one of the tools that I have for, wood gathering and whatnot is the Silky Pocket Boy. So this is what I'll be using for all of my wood cutting, kind of whatever wood gathering. I'm probably not going to film really any of that, because it looks like battery power is going to be a little bit of a problem, and I really don't want to. I want to have to end this video short because I don't have the juice to finish it off. So, yeah. Firewood and building material starts now. It is 9:25 a.m. Okay, let's see how long it takes for me to gather up the necessary stuff to build my shelter and get it set up. All right, so 9:25 a.m. Oh boy. I'll tell you two things about the Silky Pocket Boy. Despite its size, it is an absolute beast. It does better than I thought it would. Number two, makes me miss my Gom Boy. Whoop. And that's part of the reason why. The blade is so small. I'm not used to such a little blade. And number two, the handle is so small that when I'm cutting, I tend to kind of get up onto the handle, and then I depress the lock, and it pops up. So when I'm sawing, and then all of a sudden, and the first time I thought I broke the blade. Tell me I did not just break my saw blade before I even got the shelter built. But you know, as long as you keep back on the handle, it does a great job for its size. Like, let me show you this. See what I mean? Just there. So I had to kind of go around a little bit, but that's a pretty good size for a little saw. So I like it. Oh. Okay. I have everything I need, I think, to put up this shelter. It's now 7 minutes after 10. So, like 40 minutes it took me just to gather up 6 pieces that are a little over 6 feet, and then 2 that are like close to 7. Whew. Firewood is not going to be a problem here. There is so much dead standing, and there is an absolute huge tree back there that come down, and all the branches coming off of it sticking up in the air. I can get some firewood out of that. The axe would have been like awesome. And I wanted to fire black in the handle of the axe, but I thought, you know what? I'm not going to bring it. I'll be too tempted to use it, and all in all, by the time I got the bag and the backpack and my camera belt and, you know, everything, it was just, this is enough weight as it is. So no, I'm not going to bring the axe. I'll be too tempted to use it anyway, especially for the whole gathering of firewood. So, and I mean, I would tell you guys, I want to keep this channel as honest as possible, and I would tell you guys, but that kind of defeats the purpose of, you know, using the get lost bag to, you know, to test it out. Okay, so let's get the shelter put up. I was mistaken. I don't have everything I need yet, because I need a ridge pole for the top. But what's one more pole, right? Like 5-10 minutes, or you know, finding anything straight around here could be 15. I don't know. But tripod, soon to be fire pit, a big one. For whoever watched the video back when I posted it, whenever that was, I don't know. Or maybe at me mentioning it, you guys went and watched that one first. As part of my kit, maybe I didn't. I mean, you could tell I was a fat guy even if I was sucking in my gut. All the food that I got in here. Holy shots. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Oh. I'm wearing gloves. It's hard to get. Alright. Nah. I can get it. I can do it. I can do it. Alright. Oh. Come on. Alright, you know what, guys? If I eat all the food in here too, it's not because I'm a fat guy. It's because it's too hard to get everything packed into this thing in the woods. I swear. Honest. Ugh. Holy jumpins. Okay. Some of you already seen, or some of you might remember, that I have the 6mm contractor bags. Not the big, grody, like gnarly compactor bags. The trash bags on steroids. Contractor bags. I have 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Now there's the seam that seals it. Right there. So, nope, that's my Selkirk. I don't use my Selkirk. I use the Mora. My pocket, not leaving garbage in the woods. Might need to trim that a little bit too. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's gonna need to trim again. Okay, that's 1. Figure I'm gonna need 2. There. That's a little bit neater. And I have an extra one, just in case I need it, But also, if I have to cover my bag because it's raining when I leave, or haul out my trash, although, I mean, that thing's huge and I'm not going to generate that much trash, or for whatever, or if I need to reinforce what I'm doing now, I have an extra one. So, okay, let's get this figured out. Those up a bit, at least for now. Paracord. Canadian jam knot. Put her up around knee height. Here, feed that through. Pull it tight. And wrench it. That alone should be enough to fasten this just fine. When I want to leave, I take the tail end, give it a yank, it'll loosen right off, come right out. Now we'll just use up the excess. And this way. There. Sort of an X pattern. Then frap it. Wraps and fraps. There. Tie it off. There we go. Do that again. The other side. Now, normally I would probably cut in and notch it, kind of groove it and whatnot, just to strengthen it up. And I might still have to do that. But I'm kind of timing ourselves here, so I'm doing a little bit like loose and dirty. But I'll bring you in closer and give you a better idea of what I'm doing here. All right. We're about knee height. This will be a little bit stronger because there's a bit of a knot and a bend here for everything to grab a hold of better, so that'll work to my benefit. Okay, it's in there nice and tight. Pull her nice tight there, and then kind of hard to do with gloves on when you're not really feeling everything that you're doing here. But there we go. Now I'll have a sit. And that's holding my weight just fine. Bounce around a little bit. Yeah. Now I want to be absolutely 100% straight about something. Everything that I've cut so far is all live wood. Everything that I'm going to be burning will be harvested from dead standing, but some of the leftovers of the live wood will not go to waste. There is a very good reason for that. This has to be load bearing. And some of you might remember why. Yeah. And it's happened more than once. Last time I landed on a chainsaw. Sitting on the ground, not running, obviously. I don't know what kind of bird that was, but there was two of them flying overhead, playing. That's pretty cool. Okay. Whew. All right. Well, moment of truth. Ooh, I really don't like that. Wow. I really should have cut a better pull for that. That's... it'll work. Oh. Oh. That's actually pretty comfortable. Keep my boots off the bed. Oh, geez, you know what I should have done? I should have put the head side just a little bit higher than the foot side. Because right now they're pretty even. And with this really flexible pole, I don't even know if that'll make a difference. But, yeah, that probably would have been... I was going to use my coat to spread across here so I'm not actually sleeping on plastic. But, I don't know. Maybe I could use it as a pillow. I guess we'll see. time is it now? 10:44. Shelter is about half finished. It's been a little over an hour. Oh, whoop. Uh-oh. Oh. Equipment malfunction. What's going on? Oh. Okay. We'll just bring that up a bit more. I might need to use that. Oh. Okay. Still good. Now when I get up, I'm not falling through the middle anymore. The two separated a little bit because they didn't overlap them enough. So that is, that's good now. All right. It's kind of stretching out a bit. I don't know. I might have to put some sticks across or something. It's not going to be as comfortable, but yeah, I don't know. But, I guess we'll see what happens. That's why we do this. We test our snag. Huh. Okay, that is definitely something I did not necessarily plan for. See, I kind of figured that would be out a little. I underestimated how wide these things are, honestly. So well, it's still going together very much like what I kind of had in my mind, but it's we're gonna have to play a little bit. Also, I packed as much paracord as I possibly could into the little section that I had, the little pocket I had for paracord. There might not quite be enough. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna get any more in there, to be honest. Maybe some bank line. Or maybe that little spool of that really, really strong but small stuff. Some of that in there would definitely help. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, I thought that was bigger. I think I just heard some coyotes. Oh, for crying out loud. Measure twice, cut once, boys and girls. And I just stabbed a hole in my little target. Naturally. Holy jumpers. Okay. At least that one worked out well. Okay, not good. Not good at all. So the idea was that this would reach all the way to the ground and then slightly fold over me. The reason for that being, I don't want an airflow under here. I want the fire to be able to sort of warm that area somewhat and not have wind blowing through there, because then the heat's going to be pulled out from underneath me, and that's not really going to be that helpful. Also, I was going to store my firewood under the bed, so, you know, wake up every once in a while to stoke the fire, just reach down, throw fire into the fire pit. I don't have to even get out of my bed. Huh. Everything was going good up till now. It's working out more or less the way I planned, the way I thought it might. Because the secondary one was supposed to go over me and sort of peek down a little bit. Now I might need to, you know, get some poles or something and bring it up, but this was my roof. That's my wall. Don't blow it over. All right. I'm gonna have to play around a little bit.